Hello guys! This video is going to show you how to use our sensors. Now let me use our 7-in-1 sensor as an example. Let me select this and add to my project so we can use it. And then click this to enter the basic setting page of this sensor. Here are many options in the basic setting page. Let's see what is the use for them. This is the enable setting. From here, we can enable and disable the sensor. And this is the sensor broadcast. If I want to broadcast the temperature and brightness to the bus, then I just enable this. And if I don't want to broadcast to the bus, then I just disable it by unchecking this box. So the same, if I want to use these sensors, I just enable it. This is the current status. Let me enable the auto refresh and clicking save. You can see it will automatically feedback me the latest status of the sensors. Now the current temperature in my room is 23 degrees, and if I think it's incorrect, I can make some adjustment here. And this is the current illuminance. Now let me put a book on the sensor. I'm sure the illuminance will change. You can see now it's 0 now. Now let me remove this book. So the lux is changed. Here are the enable indicator function. These are the working status LED, and we also have PIR LED for the sensor. If I want them to be on all the time, then I just enable them and then clicking save. You can see now the indicators is blinking now. And we also have constant lighting function. For example, in the office, I want the lights in the office to be 100%, both at night and during the day. So I can enable this and set 100% here. Then when the sunlight is very good, the lights in the office will automatically be dimmed down. And then, at night, the sunlight is not good. The lights in the office will automatically be dimmed up. Through this process, then the brightness of the office will always keep in 100%. So that's what we call the constant lighting function. And this is the sensor testing. Later, when we set some logics, we can use this function to do the test. Now let's move on. This is the logic setting page. In this page, we can set some logic. Now, let me use an example to explain what is a logic. So, for example, if you have a sensor at hand and also have a dimming module in your house, then you can set when lux below 50, turn on first channel of dimmer. This function is always applied at night. Imagine when you go to the bathroom at night, it will automatically turn on the lights for you. So that's the use of the sensors. Now let's see how to make the configuration. So the condition in here is when lux below 50, meaning we have to use the lux sensor. Okay, now let's enable the lux sensor. And the condition is when lux below 50, so it's to be 0 to 50. And the target is turn on the first channel of the dimmer. Okay, let's drag down. Here are the control targets. Let's click Add, and then Add. Okay, first channel of the dimmer, add on. So that's to set when lux below 50 and turn on the first channel. Here we set when true. When true meaning the condition is meet. When true means the lux, the sensor detects the lux is below 50. And we also need to set a target for when false. Then when the lux is higher than 50, it will automatically turn off the first channel of the dimmer. Okay, let's set when false. Adding off. Okay. If we don't want the lights to turn off automatically when the lux is higher than 50, then we can set some delay here and then click Save. Okay, after set this logic is finished. So the logic is you have condition and also the targets. And because we have 12 logic here, in order to remember what's this logic for, we have to make a remark. So let's make a remark. Just for example, and here we'll have recover status when power on. You can set no action, status before power outage, or when true. When true means when true we set means meet the condition and then turn on the first channel of the dimmer. Or you can set when false, meaning when the lux is beyond 50 and turn off the first channel. It depends on you. I want it to be no action and then click Save. Through these steps, we finish the set the logic. Now let's go to our test page to test if it can work. So let me enable this lux sensor and enter like 10 and then click Test. Okay, you can see the lux is 10 now, and then the first channel of the relay, the first channel of the dimmer is on now. And now let me change the lux to be like 200% and click Test. And then after 5 seconds, the lights will turn off. You can see it turned off automatically. So that's the use of our brightness sensor. Okay. And then let's go to set another logic. When detects movement, turn on the first channel of dimmer. So in here, we have to use the PIR sensor. Only the PIR sensor can detect the movement. And the target is also the first channel of the dimmer. I'm sure when you learn how to use the lux sensor, now you know how to set this logic. Now let me show you. Because this is another logic, so I have to enable the another logic and use the PI make a remark. Okay, this time also no action. And because the condition is when detects movement, so means movement. When detect movement is true, and the condition is turn on the first channel of the dimmer. So I can add function on. And when false means when detects no movement, right? And then we can set it here when false and add off. And we don't want it to turn off automatically when detects movement, especially when this logic is applied to our bathroom. So we can set a delay, 5 seconds or longer, and then click Save. Okay. The same. After clicking Save, we can go to our basic setting page to do the test again. Now let me enable the PIR sensor here and make it to be detect movement. And then click Test. You can see the first channel of the light is turned on. And now let me change it to be no movement. And then click Test. Okay, changed. Okay, after 5 seconds, the light turned off. So we now get to know how to use our PIR sensor and the illuminance sensor. What if I want these two sensors to work together to make a logic? Okay, let's set another example. For example, because this situation is always used, especially when at night, right? You don't want the, for example, in the previous page, especially this one, if we don't we don't use it with the lux sensor, the meaning every time, even during the day, when detects movement, the light will turn on. But if in the bathroom we just want it to detect movement and at night to turn on the lights, then we can make a combining use of our lux sensor and the PIR sensor. So now the condition is at night and detects movement. So we have to use the lux sensor to detect whether it's at night or during the day, and also PIR sensor to detect the movement. And then the target is turn on first channel of the dimmer. Okay, now let's enable the third logic to do this. Okay, this time we use the lux and PIR. Okay, enable done. lux below 50 and the condition is movement. And because now we have two conditions now, then we must set the relation between them. We have to select AND. AND means the two conditions must be met. If I select OR, then just one condition will be met. But this time, obviously, we need to use both of them. Remember, our condition is at night, so this is the first condition, and detects movement, right? So the logic relation must be AND. If the condition is at night or when detects movement, so we can select it to be OR. But this time we want both conditions to be met, then it must be AND. AND is their logical relationship. After set the conditions, we need to set the control targets. Okay, same. We use the first channel as example, and also set when false. And put some delay here. Hi guys, I want to emphasize here, it is because I just use lines as example. Actually, you can see when you click add, you can add all kinds of targets. So when I show how to use, I just use the lines as example. You can set whatever you want. And then after set successfully, click Save. Then let's go to test. Okay. Now let me enable the lux sensor, making it to be 0 movement, and then click test. You can see the first channel of the dimmer is on now. And now let me change it to be 200%. And even detect a movement. Click test. You can see when only one condition is met. When only one condition is met, now it's movement. But the lux is beyond 50, the light will automatically off as well. So that's the use of our sensors. And about how to use our UV switch dry contacts. About using this UV switch, we will talk them in detail in our logic module section. If you are interested in it, please check the logic module video. And dry contacts, we also have a dry contacts video. If you are interested in that, then please go to watch that video. So that's all about how to use our sensors.